What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So Michigan State basketball closes out their exhibition slate at home against Ferris State. 85-67 win. A game that really kind of felt closer than that for a majority of the game. To be honest, Ferris State would cut it to single digits, and then, Michigan State would go on a nice little, 6-8-0 run to get it back up and just kind of hanging around the whole game. They provided a good, as we talked going into the game, they're a very good Division II team. Won a national title a couple years ago. A couple of solid players on this team, including Marcus Bingham's brother, Mikal Bingham, who had an incredible game, 16 points for him in 23 minutes. But we're just going to go over the game here a little bit and then talk about what we liked, what might be a little bit concerning here for Michigan State. A glaring thing that is really concerning for Michigan State after this exhibition season. And yeah, so we'll just talk about that real quick. Not going to be too long here. Just quickly go over this last exhibition game. But before we do that, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. More Michigan State content. We'll be back later this week with a full Michigan State basketball full season preview and, talk about, every player on the team going into the season. But make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. So let's just jump right in. Michigan State 85, Ferris State 67. We're not going to spend too much time on Ferris State. As we said, I thought Marcus Bingham's brother, Mikal, was really impressive. 16 points for him. He moved a lot with the ball, had a lot better handle than I expected. Obviously, watching his brother was, a big for us, and, Mikal really could play the 3 and the 4 with the way he was handling it. Nathan Clairbout, 11 points for them as well, 7 rebounds. Like I said, that's a well-coached team, a really good program overall there in Ferris State. So they provided a good challenge for Michigan State in this last exhibition game. For Michigan State, let's just talk about I don't even want to say negative, because I'm not going to take any overarching, long-term, the season is dead, this player it should be on the bench for the rest of the season. I'm not going to take any of those takeaways from this game, but just definitely some stuff to be concerning about. First, Jaden Akins. In 23 minutes, he only had 3 points. He had 2 assists. He did have 5 rebounds. 0 for 2 from 3, 1 for 5 from the field. Listen, he struggled in Spain. He struggled in the first exhibition game. And I was listening to the, Spartan Radio Network pregame show driving home from work before this game started. And even on there, they said that, it's not just the games that we've seen in Spain and the exhibition game. It's like in the drills and practice, he's hitting shots at a good rate. He's one of the team's best shooters, as he has been throughout his career here at Michigan State. But then when they get into the live portions and, obviously these games that we've seen, the shots just aren't falling. So I don't know. Is it a little bit concerning going into the season, not knowing who your go-to guy is when you're expecting it to be Jaden Akins? Yes, it's a little concerning, but I think that over the 2 games next week, first 2 games of the season, going into that Kansas game on the 12th, I think I'm going to take more from the next 2 games, especially once we, the Spain trip was obviously weird. You fly over there, you're playing. The Northern game was weird for everyone. And then this game, you haven't played a live game in a couple weeks now. So, I'm not going to take too much from it, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little concerning that we haven't seen more from Jaden Akins at this point. But again, we're still 2 exhibition games in. We haven't even played a regular season game yet, so not writing him off just yet. Really, that was the only, for me, super concerning thing that jumped out from me. From an individual standpoint, obviously as a team, in the first half you shoot 4 for 15 from 3. Second half you shoot about half of that. You shoot 3 for 7 in the second half, so obviously your numbers look a little bit better. Overall, 22-28 from the free throw line. Not great, not horrible, around 79%, but shot about 44% for the game. But definitely need to improve the three-point shooting. Still not even into the regular season, so I think the three-point shooting will come around. I think there are a bunch of really solid shooters on this team. But really the positives from this game, in my opinion, I think the players of the game are Frankie Fidler and Cohen Carr, with an honorable mention to Jace Richardson because he didn't have as many minutes. But you start out with Frankie Fiddler, 14 points, 6 for 7 from the free throw line, 2 for 4 from 3, 3 for 7 from the field overall. And really, it was the stuff that we lauded about when he came in, transferred in from Omaha. It was the, he kind of plays kind of a, slow game. He's not a quick blow by you type of wing. He's going to get the ball, he's going to measure you up, and then he's going to get to his moves. He's going to pump fake you. Had a nice move at the bottom baseline, getting a guy in the air, going into him, getting the foul, getting to the free throw line. He also had a nice up and under move to get the and one, and shout out to him for also being able to find the camera and doing the Steph Curry 1, 2, 3. Love the confidence before going to the free throw line and knocking down his free throw there. But I thought Frankie played really good, which was encouraging because we saw those flashes in Spain. And then, obviously, the Northern Michigan game, he was in foul trouble, so we didn't see it as much. But I thought Frankie played an incredible game for an exhibition game, 18 minutes. And then the other guy I mentioned, Cohen Carr, 20 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds. He was getting out on the break at will, 6 for 10 from the field. And yes, it was the athletic, constant, leaking out, guys finding him, Jeremy Fears finding him, alley-oops. All that stuff was fun, but I think he was crashing the boards as well. 4 rebounds. I'd like to see that number go up a little bit for him, but I thought it was, some of the little things as well. Defensively, I thought he competed well as well. And then Jace Richardson, who I mentioned, obviously in a smaller sample size, only 11 minutes, but 8 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds, and was 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. Was really impressed with Jace. I think his basketball IQ and on-court awareness is incredible for a freshman. He's going to need to play some big-time minutes this year. Obviously, gradually probably throughout the year. I don't expect him to come out against Kansas here in 2 weeks playing 22 minutes. But I think gradually throughout the year, I think by the end of the year, you will see Jace Richardson playing around 18 to 22 minutes a year. But yeah, was super impressed there. Going down the list of guys as well. Starting lineup, same one we've saw against Northern as well with Simone Zapala starting at that 5 position. He was solid. 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 for 5 from the field. Was okay, but he was called for. At Michigan State was called for. Let me pull it up because I did have it in my notes here. Was called for 2 moving screens on Zapala, a moving screen on Jackson Kohler. I think overall as a team it was 4 moving screens was called for, and I think it was 4 on Zapala, 1 on Kohler. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was, what I have here in my notes. But yeah, that's concerning, and it was almost like, I don't know if that's something that the referees were trying to, at the beginning of the year, there's like certain things that they want to emphasize. I don't know if that was something that they were trying to emphasize, or if it was just bad position from our guys. We'll definitely have to obviously go back and watch that. But yeah, I still would love to see Jackson Kohler being the starting 5, 9 points, 11 rebounds, flirting with that double-double. He got 2 threes up, was 0 for 2 from 3, but I thought he was doing a really good job of pump faking, putting the ball on the floor, getting to the basket, and getting fouled. He's just got to hit his free throws. He was 3 for 4 tonight, so that was a good sign. But if he can continue to do that throughout the year, I think he's got to play his way into that starting 5 role. I like Kohler at the 5, Book at the 4 a lot better. Just, I guess, something else I know this is kind of all over the place. This is just kind of the game literally just ended 5 minutes ago, but kind of just all over the place. But I know everyone is complaining about it too, and I'm not going to be the one to come on and complain about it too, because there is plenty of other Michigan State shows that will come on and complain about it. So I'm not trying to make it the same content for you, but yeah, the 2 big lineup, it has to stop. But the reason I'm not going to complain too much about it is because I know Tom Izzo. I've watched Tom Izzo for my entire life, coach this basketball team, and I have no reason to believe he's not going to run a 2 big lineup going forward. So, if he's starting with Zapala and Booker, you see what his second line is going to be. It's going to be Cooper and Kohler at the 4. But I just think With Kohler, I'm complimenting Kohler a lot here. I'm saying I want him to be the starting center. I think him playing at the 4 is him playing out of position. Yes, he's an undersized 5, but that's what you have Booker for, to help make up for that length in the paint, to protect the rim. Yes, Booker is not 100% there defensively yet, but he is better than last year, and he will get better throughout the year with more playing time. He averaged, less than 10 minutes a game last year. Obviously, this season he'll be playing, what did he play tonight? 19 minutes. Regular season, he's going to be playing 24, 25 plus minutes, if not into the 30s minutes this year. He's going to grow defensively. I think that just gives you more options offensively. 2 guys that can stretch the floor, also step out, get a 3, and both of them have shown a little bit of being able to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. I think they work better if you're going 4-5 that. I would like to see that as well. Again, something else that every Michigan State basketball show you turn into. We'll say this as well, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but Cohen Carr playing out of position at the 3. He needs to be playing the 4. If he's going to be coming in that second unit, and especially if he's going to be coming in with, if they eventually do go and put Kohler at the 5, and say you're coming in with a Cooper or a Zapala at the 5, him playing at the 4 opens so much, because when you put him in that second unit, you have him at the 3, Kohler at the 4, and then you have Cooper at the 5. I mean, that's just, yes, you have the shooting in Kohler, but Kohler's not a volume shooter. You need to have Carr at the 4, and obviously Carr and Cooper aren't either. You need to have Carr at the 4, so at that 3 position, you can have someone who is a better volume 3-point shooter, whether it's Frankie from the starting lineup, or whether it's Jaden from the starting lineup, or whether it's one of the freshmen, Kurtang, Jace Richardson, a Trey Holloman, someone who can shoot the 3 better at a higher volume. You need to have at the 3, and putting Cohen Carr at the 4 is helping him in his basketball journey as well, because that will make him thrive so much better. The things he does on the floor, they're not 3 things. Like the things that he was doing tonight, running the floor, running the break the way he was, crashing the glass. Those are things like, yes, every position needs to do that, but he's like, those things specifically help you when he's playing the 4, and they'll be highlighted even more if he's at the 4. But we won't spend too much time on that. As I said, every single Michigan State basketball show you tune into or recap, whatever you watch, I'll talk about that. So we won't, I promise, all season we won't be talking about that. We'll probably talk a little bit about it in the season preview, but yeah, we won't spend too much time on that. But overall, I thought after kind of a slower start in the first half, I thought at times and in spurts, they were able to pick it up, kind of closing the second half, or closing the first half, and at times throughout the second half. Thought they played well, but that's the last tune-up. So now you got 6 days until the real things start, and they start counting. Season opener next Monday night against Monmouth. As I said, we'll be back the end of this week for a full season Michigan State basketball preview, so make sure to come back. Keep an eye out for that. But that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.